Hey guys, Richard at Ryden's Room here. Well, in my shed where my ferrets are roaming around, because if I don't do these reviews now, I'm never going to get around to them. I've got a huge backlog of Star Wars book reviews to do, and I've done them, and here comes one of my ferrets now, so I'm sure he'll show up in the pic soon enough. We'll sniff the other books. So yeah, this is going to be a very short review, because it was such a bad book. You can sort of see there, Star Wars Planet of Twilight by Barbara Hambly. So it's just the hardback cover, and the reason is when I received it, the cover, it's one where Leia's got the yellow lightsaber for some reason, much like Luke in Shadows of the Empire, and it was in terrible shape, so I just gave it to my boy to play with, and he just ripped up more than it already was, so I just got rid of it, and then I just put it hung onto the book. After not thinking much of Children of the Jedi, I figured I'd probably just throw this book out, or recycling bin or something, so it didn't matter that the dust jacket, the cover would be wrecked and torn and thrown out. So yeah, this is only here because I still haven't got around to doing the review yet, so here it is. So basically it absolutely sucks ass. Called the Callista Trilogy. They should just call it the Callista Duology, because book 2 Darksaber, which I really need to get reviewed on ASAP, I'll be doing some other time, is really good. Yep, some people don't like Jedi Academy Trilogy and Kevin J. Anderson's writing style, but I loved that trilogy, so I had no problems with Darksaber. Thing is, the events of Children of Jedi is summed up in something like 10 lines inside Darksaber. Darksaber feels so disconnected from it. So yeah, that's a great one, but much like Children of Jedi, this sucked so much. It's like, there's hardly anything for me to say. I mean, it was about a month ago I read it, thinking back, I can't remember what I really liked. So the scenes with Callista saying goodbye to Luke, or sort of communicating with him to say goodbye, where he accepts that she's gone, are well done, because those are my favourite parts of book 1, to be honest. Her and Luke, and particularly her not having her force powers back, and no, that was all book 2, basically believing that Luke will have to have children one day, but those children need to come from two parents who can use the force, and Callista just seems to be completely unable to get her force powers back. So yeah, those are great scenes, and kind of more of this. She had some scenes with Leia, and Callista moves on, and that's kind of it. Spoiler for later books. I don't really normally talk about what comes later on, but yeah, spoiler warning for the Fate of the Jedi series. Give it 5 seconds and I'm talking about it, so if you're watching this, doesn't want to know, look away. I need to read Fate of the Jedi a year ago, and I really probably should have read this before. Basically, Callista comes back, or appears to. Abeloth is taking Callista's form. I don't know how much of Callista was in there. To be even after this time, I have no idea what exactly was going with Abeloth's victims. But yeah, that's what made me think when I'd go back to the older books I never read, I'd do these, because of, see where Callista comes from, Luke's first true love. And of course, a spoiler again, but everyone who's an EU fan knows this, his true love ended up being Mara Jade. So yeah, Callista's the first one, but Mara Jade's more memorable. But it was good to see. I was eager good to read, to find out about Callista's origins, and yeah, book 1 kind of did it. She couldn't get her Jedi powers back. She was traumatized. Continues over into book 2, and by the end of that, she's left Luke, and Luke's struggling to move on, and in the end, he does. And then the other story is Leia's one, where it turns out that a Hutt has got Jedi powers. I've got the Force. I don't know if he's ever trained as a Jedi or trained by someone else, but yeah, Leia ends up defeating him, and I don't know, felt like she beat him way too easily, as in I'm sure she just cuts him down with a lightsaber, and as we saw with Jabba in episode 6, it took a lot of effort to strangle him to death with her chains. So I don't know, Hutts have got much stronger skin, and it would take many lightsaber cuts to take one out. But so yeah, the idea of a Hutt having the Force seems a bit odd. I didn't think they could at all, with how Jabba was immune to Force powers. I just figured Hutts could never use the Force full stop. But that's pretty much it, yeah. So read this and Children of Jedi if you're wanting to be a completionist like I am. I've kind of got goals to eventually read as much Star Wars as I want to. I've got no desire to read Crucible, but my next Star Wars book is going to be after my current one, which I might as well put into the video actually. Current one, Strange Things, Suspicious Minds. I read the other one, Darkness, years ago, so I thought there's a price sticker on there. Bought some birthday money, £2.99 or £5.99 each, good old HMV. Although I'm not enjoying it that much at the moment. But having just read X-Wing Starfighters, X-Wing Merckill is it, and Merckill and Crucible are the last 2 books in the EU timeline, not counting the comics. So I don't know, everything I heard about Crucible puts me off, whereas X-Wing 10 will hopefully be a good one. But yeah, like those, if you want to be a completionist, read this, even if it's just for the Callista stuff and Leia taking out a Hutt. But overall, not a good book. I finished them, but much like Children Jedi, I was skipping a lot. So yeah, that is basically it. You know, they're dirt cheap now. You know, there are good eBay sellers where you can get new copies. That's how I got a new copy of Darksaber. I should probably post his name in this review. Yeah, it's a really good account. I bought so many books. Still got the Legend strip on, which is Paris if you want new copies. Because I can't really argue with that. But yeah, this I think I got from someone else on eBay. I just wanted a second-hand copy and didn't realise it was hardback. Much like my next review of the New Rebellion, same. It did say hardback in the description, but I just searched the cheapest copy of it and found it. So yeah, who knows? Maybe this will show up one day in someone else's collection, or maybe the one I'm going to bin will magically end up with someone who's watching this. Who knows? But yeah, that's it. So next review will be for a far better book of New Rebellion. So until then.